From coffee to cocoa, orange juice to gold, the prices are exploding upward on just about everything. We see commodity futures markets are in turmoil. Just world markets in general are in turmoil. Supply chains going to the stores that we buy everything from are seeing everything upended. As the price of everything rises, the question is, what can we do? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and we are covering things on this channel that the news media, the mainstream media doesn't want to cover. They don't want to talk about that there are issues. They don't want to talk about how every time we go to the grocery store, the prices are a little bit different, and it always seems to be going one direction. All right, so are we just making up stuff? Aluminum prices have hit 2-year highs, and they're continuing to climb. This is due to issues of natural gas and such down in Australia, but in general, energy prices are going up, and aluminum has always been known as basically energy. The cost of energy ends up being the cost of aluminum because it takes a lot of electricity to convert the ore into usable aluminum. Coffee prices are surging upwards as dry conditions in Vietnam and Brazil are making coffee beans a little more scarce. We've seen a lot of issues with the Robusta beans, but we're also starting to see some issues with the Arabica beans. Gold hitting all-time highs as China and other countries are gobbling up all the supply because they're pivoting out of dollars, out of euros into gold. We've got the BRICS countries all lining up to basically do the same thing. But it's not just gold. It's other metals too, not even just aluminum. Copper hits all-time high prices. That's also kind of seen as a stand-in for electronics and all sorts of computer goods and stuff that uses electronics. So we got AI out there. Everyone's talking about AI, but the simple fact is that AI takes up a lot of computers and takes up a lot of electricity. You need a lot of copper in order to have AI. And we're just seeing that dollars are becoming less and less valuable as actual stuff becomes more valuable. Steel prices up. And if you've been to the grocery store, I don't know, in the last several years, you know that food prices are spiraling upwards. Now, we're being told the inflation numbers are like 3%. How high do you guys think inflation is? I want you just to think back a year. What percentage more does everything cost? I'm talking about insurance. I'm talking about housing. I'm talking about gas and cars. Are cars getting cheaper? No. Are they going up by 3% per year? I know, it's funny, isn't it? It's funny if it weren't so infuriating. That's the word I want to say, infuriating. The fact that they'll look us right in the eyes and lie to us about the things that we can see every day. You go to any store. Go to a soda machine. Who here remembers sticking 50 cents in a soda machine and getting a can of Coke? You can't get 50-cent cans of Coke in 36 packs or 24 packs at the grocery store anymore or at Walmart. What's up with that? Paying $1 per can for 12-ounce cans. Like, this has gotten insane. Everything is going up price-wise. So what do we do about it? And we talk about that on this channel, and we can't talk about it enough. What can we do about this? If our dollars are becoming worthless, and if the value of all the physical things, anything that you can pick up and hold, these things are going up in price. We need to be transferring our wealth, money, dollars, cash, into physical items. And the first physical item we should be stocking up on is food, because food prices are outperforming the stock market. They don't want to tell you that, but that's the truth. When you're seeing 50% increases in prices on food, you realize that instead of buying those tech stocks a year ago, you should have just bought more canned food. And that's a situation we're going to be seeing for quite a while. If you have more money than you can buy food with, well, good for you. You best be getting that into something safe like precious metals. Now, gold is at an all-time high, and it's probably going to go quite a bit higher. This is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about silver, is because silver is not at all-time highs. Silver has been a lot more expensive before, and it tends to follow gold. It's like a rubber band. As gold goes up, silver will follow, and then silver will start to outperform gold, and then silver kind of blows out the top above where gold ends up. So it's as silver gets more and more investors excited about it, it basically starts. It's like GameStop. There's a lot of people out there yakking at retail investors who have gotten in on the GameStop craze. And if you look at the business GameStop, it's not a good business. They're not making money. But what retail investors did was they looked at it and said, okay, well, there's 100,000 shares. I'm making up that number. A certain number of shares, 100,000 shares. And then there's 140,000 people short this stock. And the mechanics of that is, in order to be short the stock, you have to borrow a share of the stock, right? With the promise that you'll buy a share of stock and give it back to that person, right? But when you start thinking about that, 40% more shorts than there are actual shares of the stock, that's one of those banking things where you just say that should be physically impossible. That doesn't make sense. And so that's why retail investors got on that. They're just like, this is stupid. If we just buy up these shares, these people, these banks and these corporate investors, they have to buy our shares in order to pay us back. And while we buy this up and the price goes up, they're going to be in more and more pain, and they're going to be desperate to get any shares of stock that they can. And that's why you can have these what's called a short squeeze. When there are too many people, too many institutions that have all this debt to have to buy up shares, and they can't. Same thing with silver. Lots and lots of corporate institutions have promised, we're talking hundreds of millions of ounces of silver that they don't have. And the simple fact is that when you're trading 20, 30, 100 times more paper promises for silver than there actually is silver, that's when people like me start looking at it and going, that doesn't make sense. That should be physically impossible. So those promises, those papers are just lies. That's what they are. And sooner or later, people are going to wake up to that reality. But we're also seeing that with food. We've been told all this food is out there. There's never going to be a problem with food. And yet, we see that that's not quite the reality. Everybody needs food. If you have production issues of food, well, people are still going to want to eat, right? The promises from banks are made to be broken. And in the economic situation that we're in, that's the truth. The problem is that our government is a bank. If you don't believe it, ask yourself the question how the federal government can just keep borrowing money even though it is completely insolvent. Because the U.S. federal government created the Federal Reserve and appoints the chair people to the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve prints money so that the federal government can spend as much as it wants. Our government is de facto a bank. And China and these BRICS countries are done with it. They realize that the dollar is the U.S. government, that there is no separation. And because of that, the hostile policies that the United States has towards China and Russia are not separated from the dollar. They can't use the dollar without getting punished. We use sanctions on Russia. And that was kind of a new thing. I know you're like, no, Steve, we do sanctions all the time on people. We started doing sanctions against countries we were at war with. Then we started doing sanctions against countries we really did not like Iran and North Korea, though technically we're still at war with North Korea, and Cuba. Countries that, without any changes, we would just send in troops to go attack them. Or if we want to go bomb them, it's fine. So countries we're quasi at war with. Are we at war with Russia? No, we're not. And yet we sanction them. Are we at war with individuals inside Russia, the oligarchs? No, but we sanction the individuals, which is a war crime. But we won't talk about war crimes because the United States confiscating individuals' property that has nothing to do with a war effort is against the Geneva Convention. But yet the United States is just doing that whenever it feels like now. And it's not just people we don't like. Now we're sanctioning people we even do like. We had Janet Yellen, who is the Treasury Secretary, Secretary of Treasury of the United States. So supposedly somebody who's like knows what to say and what not to say. She's threatening Germany with sanctions. Wait a minute. Isn't Germany our ally? Aren't we, like, by treaty obligated to defend Germany if someone attacks it? And yet here we are threatening to attack it? Like, how does that make sense? Because German banks are not being hard enough on Russia. Because of that, we're threatening to sanction those banks in Germany. How does that work? Now we're sanctioning our friends. If you're China, what faith are you going to place in the US dollar? Zero. What should you and I's faith be in the US dollar? If we're sanctioning Germany now and other allies, how long before they start sanctioning you and I? Start seizing our money out of our bank accounts? Our money is not secure. It has just become an extension of the empire that we belong to. And believe me, they want to crush us for sure. Why do you think they want central bank digital currencies? They want to be able to reach into your bank account and just pull out the money because you said something they didn't like online. They said that there is absolutely zero treatment for disease X. And you said, actually, this product over here actually treats it. Not only are you going to be canceled like you were before on social media, you will now have your money taken away from you. You will not have the ability to participate in society, in the market. That is concerning, to say the least. Getting your money, getting your valuables, rotating out of stocks and cash over into physical items like food, like land, like anything else, right, that is actually yours. Now, is land really yours? Not really. If you have to pay real estate taxes on it in order to use it, you're really renting it from the government. But we won't talk too much about that. That's one of the reasons why real estate's a little bit on the, not quite as awesome as everybody makes it out to be. The fact that you have to pay real estate taxes. But all that saying, get into physical stuff, because the storm that's coming is going to blow up in the financial markets, and you're going to want to have tangible, in your hands things that you can use. All right, folks, hopefully that's useful. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think people should be getting into and what they should be getting out of. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video, there's another one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.